Okay, so here's something that haunts me. That person who ended up hurting you, the one who drained all your energy, the one who made you feel crazy, they didn't just show up one day and destroy everything. You missed the signs, small ones, tiny clues that were there the whole time, screaming at you. And here's the part that makes me want to go back in time and shake myself. While you were being nice, while you were giving them chances, while you were thinking maybe I'm reading too much into this, they were already hurting you. Slowly, quietly, in ways you didn't even notice until it was too late. But that ends today. I'm going to show you 5 signs that someone is toxic so you can spot them immediately before they get close enough to do any damage. And once you see these, you're going to look back at every toxic person in your life and think, oh my God, how did I miss something so obvious? Let's go. Sign number 1, and this is the easiest one to spot, but somehow we all ignore it. They make everything about themselves, always. You're telling a story. Something happened to you, something important. You're excited, or you're upset, or you're scared. And what do? They interrupt you halfway through. They cut you off. And suddenly, your story becomes their story. You say, and I had a really rough day at work, and before you can even finish the sentence, they go, oh my God, you think that's bad? Let me tell you what happened to me. Every single time. You can't finish one thought without them hijacking the conversation and making it about them. I had a friend like this. I'm using the word friend loosely because, looking back, I don't think they actually liked me. I think they just liked having an audience. I'd start telling them about something stressful that happened, and within 30 seconds, I mean literally 30 seconds, they'd interrupt with their own story, and I'd just stop talking. Because what's the point? They don't actually want to hear about my life. They just want me to listen to theirs. Here's why this matters. Normal people listen. They care. They ask questions. They want to know how you're feeling. Toxic people don't care about your feelings. They only care about attention. Your pain, your joy, your story. It's just an opportunity for them to talk about themselves. And here's the sneaky part. They act like they're relating to you. They act like they're being helpful by sharing their story. But really, they're stealing your moment. So here's the test. Next time you're talking to someone, share something personal. Just one thing. And count how many seconds it takes before they turn the conversation back to themselves. If it's less than 30 seconds, red flag, huge one. And watch if they ask you a single follow-up question. Do they say what happened next? Or how did that make you feel? Or do they just launch into their own thing? If they don't ask you anything, they just immediately start talking about themselves, that's a toxic person. And you need to see it now before they drain you completely. Sign number 2, and this one took me way too long to recognize. They never apologize. Ever. Toxic people will hurt you. They'll say mean things. They'll break promises. They'll mess up in obvious ways. And when you tell them, hey, that hurt me, that wasn't okay, watch what happens. They don't say sorry. Instead, they do something else. They flip it. They say you're too sensitive. Or I was just joking. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? Or, well, you did this thing last week, so we're even. What? See what they did. They took a situation where they hurt you, and somehow, now you're the bad guy. Now you're the problem. I had someone in my life who could not apologize to save their life. Like, physically, could not do it. I'd say, hey, when you said that thing in front of everyone, it really embarrassed me, and they'd say, well, maybe you shouldn't be so sensitive, or I didn't mean it that way, you're overreacting. Never once did they say, I'm sorry. Not once. And I started to think, maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I am overreacting. That's what they want you to think. Here's the thing. Normal people apologize when they mess up. They say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, and they actually try not to do it again. Toxic people will do anything, and I mean anything, to avoid saying those 2 words. Because saying sorry means admitting they were wrong, and toxic people cannot handle being wrong. Their ego won't allow it. So here's your test. Next time they do something that bothers you, even something small, bring it up calmly. Just say, hey, when you did that, it hurt my feelings, and watch their reaction. Do they say sorry? Or do they get defensive? Do they blame you? Do they make excuses? Do they bring up something you did 6 months ago to deflect? If they can't apologize for small things, imagine what happens when they do something really bad, They will never take responsibility, ever. And you'll always be the one apologizing, always be the one feeling guilty, even when they're the one who messed up. That's not a relationship, that's a trap. Sign number 3, if they talk badly about other people to you, they are 100% talking badly about you to other people. Always. This is a rule, it has no exceptions. Toxic people love gossip, they love drama. They love talking about who did what, who's messing up, who's fake, who's annoying. And they do it with a smile, like they're just sharing information, just being honest. But here's the real reason. They want to feel better about themselves by putting others down. And they want you to join in so you feel like you're on their team, like you're in on the secret. I used to have a coworker who would corner me in the break room and just tear into other people. Oh, did you hear what she did? Can you believe he said that? I thought we were bonding. I thought we were becoming friends. Then one day, another coworker pulled me aside and said, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but that person talks about you the same way when you're not around." And I felt so stupid. Because, of course, they did. That's what they do. Pay attention to this. When someone talks to you, what do they talk about? Do they talk about ideas? About things they're excited about? About their goals or funny things that happened? Or do they mostly talk about other people? About what someone did wrong? About who's annoying or fake or whatever? Most of their conversations are negative gossip about other people. They are toxic. 100%. And here's the scary part. Right now, while they're telling you about someone else, they feel close to you. They feel like you're bonding. You're sharing secrets together. But the second you walk away, you become the story. You become the person they're talking about to the next person. That's how toxic people work. They create connection by tearing others down. And everyone's a target eventually, including you. Here's what you do. Next time they start gossiping, don't join in. Just stay quiet. Listen, but don't add anything. See what happens. They'll probably stop hanging around you as much. And that's actually great. You want people who build others up, not people who bond over tearing everyone down. Sign number 4. They're always the victim, always. This one's tricky because at first you feel bad for them. They always have problems, always have drama. Their boss is unfair. Their family doesn't understand them. Their friends betrayed them. Everyone's against them. And you think, wow, this person has terrible luck. Let me help them. Let me be there for them. But then you start to notice something. The problems never stop. There's always a new villain, always a new disaster, always a new reason why life is so impossibly hard for them. I had someone like this. Every time we talked, it was a new crisis, new person who wronged them, new situation where they were the innocent victim and someone else was awful. And I kept thinking, when is this person going to catch a break? But then I realized something. The common factor in all their stories was them. If you have a problem with your boss, okay, that happens. If you have a problem with your family, okay, families are complicated. But if you have problems with your boss and your family and your friends and your neighbors and your coworkers and everyone you've ever met, you're the problem. Here's the truth. Toxic people need to be the victim because it gets them attention. It makes people feel sorry for them. It makes people want to fix things for them. And most importantly, it means they never have to take responsibility for anything because it's always someone else's fault. Think about it. If someone tells you 10 stories, and in every single story, they're the innocent hero, and someone else is the villain, what are the odds that's actually true? Pretty low, right? But they'll never see it that way. In their mind, they're just unlucky. Everyone else is mean. And here's what's going to happen. One day, you'll be the villain. You'll do one tiny thing they don't like, and suddenly, you're the worst person in the world. And they'll tell everyone how you hurt them, how you betrayed them, even though you were the one trying to help this whole time. So watch for this pattern. Does every story they tell have them as the victim and someone else as the bad guy? Do they ever admit they messed up? If the answer is no, if they're always blameless, always wronged, always suffering, stay away, because you'll be next. Sign number 5, and this is the biggest one. They test your boundaries. Like scientists running experiments. They want to know how much they can get away with, how far they can push you before you push back. And it starts so small you don't even notice. They ask for a tiny favor. You say yes because you're nice. Then they ask for a bigger favor. You say yes again because you already helped them once. It would be weird to say no now. Then they start showing up without calling. Or they borrow something and never give it back. Or they cancel plans last minute, but they expect you to always be available. Each time they are testing. Can I do this? Will they say something? Or will they just take it? And if you don't say anything, if you let it slide because you don't want to seem difficult, they push further. They take more. They cross bigger lines. Until one day, you wake up and realize this person takes everything from you and gives nothing back. I let someone do this to me for years, and I didn't even see it happening. It started with small things. Can you give me a ride? Can you help me with this? Can I borrow some money? And I always said yes because I wanted to be a good friend, but it escalated. They'd call me at midnight, needing something. They'd cancel plans with me, but get mad if I was busy when they wanted to hang out. They'd vent to me for hours, but the second I had a problem, they had to go. And I kept thinking maybe I'm being selfish. Maybe this is just what friendship is, but it's not. That's what toxic people want you to think. Here's how you spot this early. Pay attention to the very first time someone pushes a boundary. Do they show up late? Do they ask for something without offering anything in return? Do they make a joke that's a little too mean? That's the test. They're watching to see if you say something. And if you don't, they learn. This person doesn't protect their boundaries. I can push harder. But if you do say something, if you calmly say, hey, please don't do, that one of two things will happen. Normal people will apologize and stop. Toxic people will get upset. They'll act like you're being too sensitive. They'll make you feel bad for having boundaries at all. And that's how you know. Here's what you need to understand. If you see even one of these signs, signs, be careful. If you see 3 or more, run. I'm serious. That person is toxic, and they will drain every bit of energy you have if you let them. So here's what I want you to do right now. Think about the people in your life. Go through this list. Be brutally honest with yourself. Is there someone who does these things? Someone who makes you feel exhausted after hanging out? Someone who always has drama? Someone who never takes responsibility? You know who I'm talking about. You can see their face right now. That's the person you need to distance yourself from. Not next month, not when it's convenient, starting today. Because your peace, your energy, your mental health, it's worth more than being nice to someone who doesn't respect you. Here at PsychLeapSess, we don't just talk about psychology. We make it make sense. If this video helped you see something you needed to see, hit subscribe right now because next week, we're breaking down why some people can't handle you, setting boundaries, and what that says about them. Your future self, the one surrounded by people who actually respect you, is already thanking you for watching this. You deserve better than toxic people. And now, you know how to spot them before they get close. You've got this.